As a candidate for president, Barack Obama promised a new direction, arguing the U.S. had an image problem under George Bush.
And I know development assistance is not the most popular of programs, but as president, I will make the case to the American people that it can be our best investment in increasing the common security of the entire world and increasing our own security. And that's why I will double our foreign assistance to $50 billion by 2012.
But now, 5 months after taking office, the U.S. Agency for International Development, or USAID, is still without a director, leaving several key policy questions unanswered.
The head of USAID is nowhere to be found. And this is late now. We're getting late into the administration. And it will take some time, even if a person is named tomorrow, to get that through the Congress. So it's very troubling, the lack of movement and leadership.
At issue is the extent to which the agency will adhere to some of the policy changes enacted under the Bush administration, when aid became an extension of the U.S. military's portfolio abroad.
You know, in the Obama administration, all things Bush is bad, but in reality, they have 2 wars to run, and in many ways, as you leave Iraq, the assistance effort and reconstruction is even more important because you want the U.S. troops to depart.
Would you say that aid is being militarized? Is there a militarization?
There is a fear out there in the American development community that in part the face of aid is becoming a military one.
However, the agency's acting director defends the Pentagon's increasing role.
The thing that we always talk about is that they built a school. Built a school is not development. It's providing a building. The development starts once you're inside the building. It's the teachers, it's the books, it's the students, what the interaction is within that school. So I think that the work that they've done over the last few years is to try to be supportive of a gap that was not being met.
Gaps in the system, along with a Bush-era emphasis on privatization, have also opened the door for the private sector, with $4 billion of USAID's annual budget being doled out to independent contractors.
What happened to AIDs, it became less of a thinking agency and more of a check-writing agency. How can you want to do good for people and be a profit-seeking organization at the same time?
It's a question the new administration says it's addressing, with a pledge to double USAID's staff.
I think that what you're witnessing over the last 15 months is a rejuvenation of this agency. We hired 150 new Foreign Service officers last year. We're going to hire 300 this year. We're well on our way to doubling our number of Foreign Service officers by 2012.
The Obama administration will also have to contend with political pressure to focus American spending on domestic priorities at a time of severe economic strain.
Americans often look at foreign aid and say, we have needs at home. Why are we sending this stuff abroad? This is our taxpayers' money. And when overall government programs are being cut to adjust to a balanced budget, it is really hard to justify not cutting foreign aid.
Does the United States spend enough money on foreign assistance?
We spend more than any other country. A tsunami hits Bangladesh. An earthquake devastates Pakistan. They want to see C-130s unloading food and supplies in the very next news cycle, and the United States does that well.
Ever since the reconstruction of Europe after World War II, American foreign aid has always been tied to its strategic and military goals. But the Obama approach of presenting a new face to the world will no doubt require an emphasis on development. With 2 wars and an economic crisis demanding its full attention, how the White House plans on threading that needle is an open question. Christopher Hayes, Aljazeera, Washington.